TV, getting you the hottest gems out the city. Let the folks know who we got today.
What's up, TQ? Back with Gems TV. What's good?
We appreciate you coming back.
For sure.
How your Thanksgiving was?
Man, that's one of my favorite times of year. Like Thanksgiving and Easter. Easter around my birthday. Thanksgiving is that transition into Christmas music, and that's kind of like my vibe. Laid back, holidays, family. It's cool.
Nah, actually, since you talked about family, we can talk about the comments Boosie made about you on the last interview.
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't even watching, bro. I reached a point a long time ago where I started watching Boosie Vlad interviews. So tell me specifically what you said. What he said.
He said a lot. He said your daddy used to call you a punk ass little boy or something like that. And
all right, what else he said?
You always been a favorite. You always get your way.
Man, that's crazy. That's really fucked up because I wholeheartedly don't remember my dad that way. You know what I'm saying? And I really feel it's fucked up that Boosie. I really feel it that he choosing to create this narrative about our family like that. I'm big on legacy, and I just think it's whack, man. I think it's whack. But to answer that, my daddy wasn't like that. If you listen to what Boosie's saying and what he's tweeting, you would think my daddy was abusive. You would think, because people see that and people gonna say, what? So my dad was mentally abusive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something like that, right? And I really just don't appreciate Boosie like trying to paint that narrative, not just because it's about me, but I think, my dad is dead and gone, and a lot of shit that Boosie's doing, I don't think my dad would agree with. So my dad calling me a pussy bitch, man, I don't remember that. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, like, that shit made me think about a whole lot of shit that my brother has painted in his music about my dad over the years. Like, my dad was not no gangster.
Yeah.
They say my daddy was a gangster. I said, my daddy was a gangster. What you think I'm gonna be like? My daddy wasn't no gangster, bro. Like, straight up. My daddy was hood just like everybody else's daddy, and just a hood nigga. Yeah. A gangster is somebody who he would have people think that he's the son of a gangster, where my daddy was getting money out the street and stuff like that. That wasn't my daddy. My daddy was, like I say, hood just like everybody else. And my daddy was a cement finisher. All the men on my daddy's side, cement finishers. That's where we come from. Hardworking hood niggas that do concrete work. That's my daddy's side of the family. Every last one of them. So, if you're a fan of Boosie, my family, you heard the stories through his music, but here we are years and years later, and, a lot of that shit ain't accurate, bro.
So what about the relationship with Miss Connie now? Like, you talk to her, but he don't talk to her. Like, right?
I don't know if he talked to my mom or not. My mom just went out there like 2 weeks ago. From what I understand, she went out there and did something for him like 2 weeks ago. So I think they talking, but I see the post just like you do, and I'm just like, he's saying he fell out with my mom, but man, I don't know what that's about. I really don't know what it's about. Only thing I can say is, I don't know why he's telling the internet that. What's the purpose? Is it to get some type of support? Is it to be like, oh, they doing badass fucked up, bro? Oh, TQ got him falling out with his dog. I have done nothing. I have done nothing to make. I've done nothing to affect our family. Nothing that I've done should be affecting our family. Nothing. Like it's so. When I see that, I'm just like, you know, if anything, it's stressing my mom out, and I don't appreciate that again. I wish it would stop. And before you tell everybody you fell out with your mom, you ain't rocking with your mom, you ain't rocking with your brother, bruh, let's have a conversation. Let's bring in all the family. Let me get on one side of the room, you get on one side of the room. And tell the truth. Say what I did and what I didn't do. I'll say what you did and what you didn't do. And hash it out and just say, hey, look, this is why I'm mad. This why I feel played, Boosie. TQ, this why I can't fuck with you, or this what I feel like y'all fucked over me with. Man, bro, tell the truth. Before you go to the internet, before you go to the courts, man, you should be able to have a conversation with somebody who is your people.
All right. Well, with that, like, why you think he's still saying you stole the $5 million? And he keeps saying you.
Man, bruh. Because ain't nobody holding him accountable. It ain't Vlad. Whoever can actually get him to answer, nobody is saying, show proof that he stole any money. Show what he signed. Show exactly what he signed where TQ got money. Show what the contract that you're talking about. What was it? What kind of contract was it? What are the terms? Can you present that contract, Boosie? Let's go over it. Yeah. Like, or just on some non-paperwork shit. Boosie, swear to God on your life, on your freedom, on your kids like that, you ain't agree to restructure Blue's contract. Like, swear to God that you ain't have no clue. Swear to God that all this was done behind your back, and you swear that on your freedom, on your life, you know what I'm saying, that if you ain't lying, take away your freedom. Do that on camera. Do that on your live.
All right. So when y'all restructure the contract, right? Like, how many albums Blue had to have? I mean, like, before that, how many his initial agreement? His initial,
I think it was 3 albums, 3 terms, but it was it re-ups automatically if we don't make an official release. However, and the reason why I don't know the terms of the original agreement, which was done in 2016, is because the Columbia agreement, once we signed with Columbia, that overrode that agreement. So the Columbia agreement took over our agreement with him. And the way that deal was done is if that deal ever went away, if he got dropped from Columbia, it will revert back to his deal with Badass.
So who got paid for like the Miss It and all that? Like
they picked up Miss It and it became a Columbia record.
Yeah.
Okay. So everything from Miss It is Columbia. Other than the mixtape stuff. Now you got to realize this was in a strange time for the industry where we still was putting out albums, calling them mixtapes. Streaming came along, and now you had a bunch of people that was putting out mixtapes on my mixtapes, live mixtapes, Dat Piff, and all of that.
So who got paid on that? Yeah.
Yes. Once we put them on streaming,
I'm saying Boosie got
we
paid.
did. Yeah, the label got paid. So everybody, once that happened, that fucked up a lot of business, really, because like I mentioned that the other day, like Boosie got mixtapes, we're gonna call them mixtapes, on Spotify and stuff, on streaming platforms, while he's under Trill and Atlantic. That's technically he's not supposed to be putting out. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's just a
I get what you're saying.
You know, with that time, it was just like.
But I want to ask you, like, I like the investment series, like the features and stuff on now, like the.
Oh, okay.
Who paid for that? Like
nobody paid for that. Nobody paid for that. That was all off the strength.
Blue screen.
Yeah, that was all off the strength. The only thing Boosie was supposed to pay for was when we did the drama mixtape. Remember what? I don't remember which one it was. Correct.
Yeah.
All right. He wasn't supposed to pay. He didn't pay for them to be on there. He just paid drama to host. Okay. I don't remember if he actually ended up paying them. Okay. But that all of those mixtapes were all financed by Blue himself. All right. And that's what we got when we're talking about the business side of it. Anybody watching this needs to know. Everybody talks about masters. The trade-off for a label owning the master is they pay for everything. That's especially the production of the masters. So if you sign to a label and you go and record with your partner in whatever city you live in, you pay for it out of pocket. They're supposed to reimburse you. And if you sign to a label, they're going to stay on top of you to get to reimburse you before you put it out. They're going to be like, hey, how much you paid for that? All right, did everybody get paid? Like, we need the producer agreements showing everybody got paid. And they reimburse you because that is the trade-off. Now, if they don't do that, you have an argument because you can say, I never got reimbursed. Like, if you want to take them to court and just say, hey, they trying to own this music, but they never paid me for the stuff I paid for. They never financed these records.
Yeah.
So a lot of the what's owed to the CEOs of Badass comes down to that. It's like, you know, like, man, Boosie, you got to be able to show at least one receipt, bro, before you go to court.
All right, so I wanted to ask. I asked you that because is that why when y'all did the Columbia deal, y'all split it 3 ways?
When we did the Columbia deal, we didn't split it 3 ways. It's not a 3-way. What you mean by 3 ways?
When Blue said he got 30, then you and Boosie split the money.
Right, but it wasn't 3 ways. It was 2 ways. Okay. What I want people that support Badass and what I put into it to understand is everything that I've done has been us, me and Boosie. Every move I made was like our artists. None of it was just for me. None of it was just for Boosie. Okay? So when you talk about it being split 3 ways, the Columbia deal, I think we got $75K up front, and we split it 2 ways. Boosie and the label. Okay?
Yeah.
All right? Now what happened was the money that was for the label went into the label account. The Badass Music Syndicate account. Boosie went crazy. Boosie went crazy, right? Talking about, you know, you stealing. Y'all stealing. Where my money at? Nigga, you got that van. Where my money at? I'm like, bro, the money is in the account, bro. We need to use this for, nigga, like, I'm talking about raging mad.
So they were led up to the...
This what led up to everything.
Not talking about the Canal Street, John.
Yeah. And it's just like, it's like, god damn, bro, like...
What you was your plan was to reinvest them in the back in the blue. So
it's just to do what an indie label's supposed to do.
Right. So you can make
it ain't
make more money, bro.
It's just, bro, you ain't supposed to blow the fucking money. It don't go in my personal pocket. I did reimburse myself for shit that I had spent on Blue, but that was discussed amongst me, Blue, Mike, before we even agreed to an amount. TQ, how much you in? Mike, how much you in? Right. Whatever. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to realize that, and then what needs to happen between me and Boosie? We can't even have a conversation. I can't even say, hey Boosie, man, we need to invest in a studio. We can take this money that we got, we're gonna put in the studio so we ain't gotta record, you know, so we can have an office, whatever, bam, bam, bam. Can't even do it because he already on one. There is no two-way conversation. Again, this is the first artist we've ever signed to a major. It's supposed to be a happy time. It's supposed to be a happy, you're supposed to be happy. You supposed to be, I bet, well, you know, when the other 75 come, like, you supposed to be asking me what's the play? Yeah. So, again, and one thing that I want people to know is, why was I able to sign a deal with Columbia without Boosie? Because I'm just telling you. The reason I'm able to do that is because I'm legally authorized as co-owner of the LLC. This is why anything that I sign, I have every right to do it. So, and the reality of it is, if we had to involve, if it was up to Boosie, if we would have let Boosie stop this shit, Blue, we would have never been able to do a deal with Columbia. Because his energy was talking about cussing the people out at Columbia. When we called him to get on conference calls, he wanted to talk about other artists that had nothing going for themselves. And that is what happened.
So can I ask you, in honesty, you think a lot of the problem is you was trying to be more professional and he was trying to more bring the streets to the music business type shit, and it's kind of what leads to the problem. Like, that's
absolutely a part of a lot of it.
The more street artists, when they get into the entertainment industry side and then being the boss side, it seems like it's a power struggle, especially like, say, like how you wasn't the rappers per se, you feel me? But if you come and bring something to the forefront like a Blue, it would kind of make somebody feel a way if they, you know what I'm saying, they didn't have a part in it. And that kind of seemed like a little bit of what's going on, like it's a power struggle kind of. Like,
it's absolutely a power struggle, man. It's absolutely a power struggle. And you know, it's supposed to be a partnership.
But it
It's supposed to be a partnership. And I didn't learn until after the fact, till all this started going on, that Boosie ain't see it that way. It's not even a partnership. It's supposed to be family business. I always looked at this as, and because that's my reality living in Louisiana. Our family is known, right? Our family is known. Boosie has made our family known for the music business. My thing is to grow that. My thing is always to grow that. It's not just grow Boosie. It's to grow. This is what I want to do regardless, right? So yes, there is a power struggle between, like, especially starting at that time. All of this shit is about Blue.
Yeah.
All this shit is about Blue. When you talk about suing people, money, it ain't about no other artist.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. I'm like, it don't seem like you had a problem with no other artists. It just seems like it's the Blue shit. So I'm like,
because the Blue shit is the only the shit that I've done has made money. He's not wrestling with no other artists about money. He's not wrestling with no. So I don't understand how him and anybody that supports him could overlook the fact that my involvement. You take me out of it, and you take anything that I've done about it, there's nothing to fight over. You're fighting over $0. I don't think no other artist has generated $10,000 for him, and he signed over 20 artists. And I don't think he's put in over 20,000 to no artist, not even Nephew. So what I'm saying is, man, that power struggle, one thing I've learned is from Boosie's recent statements and tweets, like stuff about family and all of that, that Boosie was going to sabotage anything that I've done. Everything that I've ever done, he sabotaged it in some way. No matter what the opportunity was, he sabotaged it. This is the first artist that we signed to a major. He sabotaged it. He sabotaged it. He went crazy.
I mean, I don't know.
He sabotaged it. He attempted to sabotage it. That nigga didn't pull up to New York and Boosie, we going to New York on Tuesday.
Yeah.
He could have had all the shine. He could have had all the shine. Boosie signs his artist, does a partnership with Columbia. Man, he could have had all of that. Nigga, I would have stood back and took the picture. It ain't like I'm trying to stop him from shining at all.
Let me ask you one. Like, you said something about Mike earlier. Like, can you tell the people about his other manager he has besides you?
Blue?
Yeah.
Blue's always had Mike, and what's Mike? What you call him?
Sure.
But I'm saying, what's his IG? You know, people, viewers be looking at people by IG. It's hard. There's a lot of mics, but damn, what is it?
Some music.
Anyway, man. So Blue always had Mike. When I met Blue, he had Mike. So yeah, Mike super solid, and shit, I know Mike got a lot to say too, but he don't say much. Yeah. But it's all the shit. Everything that we did worked. That's the point. Blue was broke and talented, just like so many people, especially so many niggas in Mobile. Broke and talented. Everything that we did worked. It shouldn't be a problem. And there are contracts saying what Badass Music Syndicate gets in place without no trouble to say, hey, we get this. It ain't like nothing got taken from Boosie.
Yeah.
There are contracts in place to say, hey, you're supposed to get this over 3 albums from Young Blue and anybody he partners with. So
and Blue got his money in it already. Technically. Like, but they ain't got
What you mean?
Child deal. Like,
With
I'm
Blue,
talking about when he re-signed the deal after restructure deal, when he signed the Empire.
that
It's his own deal.
is no,
I mean,
we restructured this deal to a non-exclusive deal. So that means he can do business with other entities. Point blank, period. And when he does an album, 3 albums, we will get 50% of the profits of 3 albums that we agree on. To bring it down to make in the simplest terms possible, it starts with a conversation with me and Boosie. Boosie, bro, if you don't want to put no money up, let's let somebody else put the money up, get them hot. When they get them hot, we're going to come and get 50% of the profit. That is the simplest way. That is how it was discussed. That's real nigga shit. That if you don't want to put the money up, boo, hey, let them go find somebody to put the money up. Once they get them back hot, we gonna come and get 50% of 3 albums of our choice. You cool with that, boo? And yeah, let's do it. Okay? That's what was supposed to happen. That's a good deal, especially when Blue could have got out of his shit. He could have got out of his shit for us not doing a number of different things. He could have got out without us having nothing. Right? So yeah.
I want to go back to now. Let's talk about like how you and Boosie, like when you started managing Boosie, like what were some of your roles like after he got out of jail? And when you started the label, like what?
Well, I started managing Boosie before that.
Before he went to jail.
I started managing Boosie in 2009.
Yeah. So
I didn't start when he got out of jail.
You just started up the label then. While he was in jail.
We started a new label. We rebranded Badass Music, Badass ENT. We started a new entity.
All right. So what was the role coming up? That what I'm asking, like,
coming up, it was just general manager duties, personal manager duties. Get them from point A to B. Book everything. Answer all inquiries on people trying to book shows versus deal with Trill, be the middleman between him and Trill, and try to make sure the relationship is where it need to be when shit start taking off.
But I want to actually, did you do his first deal? Like,
no, not with Trill.
Yeah.
No, I didn't do his first. Because Boosie's first deal was with concentration camp. Yeah. I was still in high school.
Yeah.
Or I had I was still in high school. Maybe a senior in high school. But anyway, I started managing him and like going on the road. I'm talking about like on the road. Around the time of the Green and Yellow CD, most of my memories as far as us like really being booked came around the Ghetto Stories. So like I'm on the road driving him. We on the road to every show. Yeah. Damn near every show. They had a dude named Baldhead. It was either me or Baldhead on the road every weekend up and down the road. So with him and Webby too.
Yeah, I'm saying, do you remember him signing and why he signed a Trill?
Nah, I don't remember him signing. I didn't negotiate that deal. I wasn't. Pretty much your attorney negotiates a contract, right?
Yeah.
So my role was just be a role manager for the most part. Yeah. But I was also in college, and I had a lot of motion in college. Like, so when you look at how he took off and this connection with, HBCUs and all of that, I was moving around and it was like, oh, that's his brother. He a Kappa. So a lot of people rocked with that on campuses from, because I was always on the road. So I think Boosie got a lot of love from schools because of my relationship with the Greeks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I saw it at the time.
No, I want to ask you, did you have met Pimp C? You know what I'm saying?
No, I never met Pimp C, but I did. Rest in peace, brother Hashim. Hashim was Pimp's security, and he ended up being Boosie's security for a very long time. Hashim was a member of the Nation of Islam, and that's why when I'm sorry, not the Nation of Islam, Black Panther Party.
Yeah.
So that's why when Boosie came home, he had so many Black Panthers as his security or whatever. And Hashim told me a lot of stories about kind of like that relationship and how because that's how he got there. Yeah, I never met Pimp.
All right. Boosie just did that rant about him, about the raw wave, like using his lyrics. Like, what's your take on that?
I would say, the right thing to do is to stay out of court. When you're a rapper, the best thing to do is always keep the people out your business. When you know it's just, I don't see how people don't see that. Like, if you've been in and out of court, in and out of jail, the last thing you want to do is fucking go in the courts and put the people in your business, right? So that's the first thing. A call to Rod Wave to say, hey man, I need this. I need 25K. Make sure y'all credit me and a couple points off the record. That is how you do it. Yeah. Yes, Rod Wave, it's up to Rod Wave to he's supposed to reach out to anybody he uses a sample of. After him, his A&R, that's the A&R's job to be like, oh, I heard that before. Hey, who that is, Rod? Oh, that's from a Boosie song. And the A&R is not supposed to let that shit fly. He's supposed to reach out to Boosie. Hey man, we got a song we think about putting on the album. We want to get it cleared. I'm gonna send you a snippet of it. It's basically the whole hook. We see that you own 25%. You're 25% rights holder of that song. We want to offer 25K plus 2 points on the song. Where should I have our attorney send this the agreement to? That's what should have happened from the A&R's spot. But since it didn't, it shouldn't be a going to court thing because it ain't that much money in question. It's not a single, okay? It's not a Rod Wave single. Yes, Rod Wave album has performed well, but this isn't a $500,000 settlement. Like, this is not a $500,000 money grab, $1 million money grab. What we're talking about might be at the most 100K. Might be at the most 100K in damages. Maybe. But it's going to take a long time to settle. And your attorney going to be about 60K. If it take a couple years, it don't make no sense. When you can just say, hey, bruh, I heard the song. This is what I need. Especially when you do the same thing. Don't sue people for the same shit that you do people.
Yeah.
Don't sue people for the same shit that you do people. We can nitpick damn near every artist. Like, bro, you do that. Every artist do that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah, if it does it infringe on Boosie's right? Absolutely. I think so. He used the whole verse. So it does infringe on his rights, but you only own 25% of that song, Boosie. Like, that ain't a lot of money. So, and that hook is probably what, 30% of that song. So basically what you're owed is 30% possibly of a one song on an album that had, I don't even know how many songs. Then you break it down again with, you only 30% of that song, 25% of the song in question that was sampled. It's like, it's not as much as, I think that the narrative that Boosie says in his lives to the people, like, oh, they taking so much money out of, bruh, this is not a big money thing, man. This is some small shit to bosses like you and Rod Wave. You feel me? That lawyers should not be involved in. That is my take on it. And I'm just like, I just sit back and I'm just like, again, here's another situation for Boosie to just hit somebody on the line and tell them what the problem is and tell them what he need versus going to court. Birdman has to has to get Lil Wayne's signature to put a Hot Boy song in a commercial. He don't. Or if he won't sell it to some Arabs or whatever, he don't. Like, the thing is, you never, and I want to say this, you never think that, because this is the real, the business that we in, bruh, we all can have better business practices coming from where we come from. All of us, no matter what you're doing in entertainment, there's always an opportunity to improve your business practices and do things different. Okay? That's especially true in all of this shit that's going on between Boosie and myself. This is supposed to be family business. Running it more like family business than like a true business. And even with Blue. So yes, we could do there's different business practices that moving forward, they're going to do completely different. But I would say this, I never thought that Boosie especially would be trying to throw dirt using like small little paperwork shit. I never thought that, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be signing shit if I never thought like nigga would be doing whole shit like he doing. I never would. It's like, bro, that's like, man, nigga tell you, man, it's a bunch of analogies I can use, but it's just simple. The stuff that he's using is weak, and he ain't got to do it like that, bro. He ain't got to do it like that.
Ask you a question. So, with what you did with Blue, why do you think he went swayed to go more towards finding like hit making artists instead of like investing in so many more street artists? Because it seemed like you had found like the, you know what I'm saying, like the recipe for this. So why wouldn't he go just toward that route more? Because you can. No. I made one Blue.
Well, see, this is the thing. What I do is a talent. Having an ear for music and having an understanding of marketing, what's marketable, having an understanding of why certain people have success or certain products, services, companies have success is a skill. The ear is a talent. Boosie does not have that. Boosie does not have that, and I can tell you why he don't have it. He don't have it. Yeah. Boosie has tried to sign a diverse shit. Boosie has multiple types of artists, but he does not know. He does not have the talent of knowing who to sign.
Okay.
That's just what it is. And I think a big part of this, and this is from me knowing who he is Boosie does not listen to a lot of different music. And a lot of great artists don't. Mm-hmm. Well, I ain't gonna say a lot of great artists don't, but when you see an artist that's stuck, a lot of times because they don't listen to a lot of, like Boosie don't listen to he don't go too far out. He might find a song from another genre and he'll run that bitch back. Matter of fact, one of the things I always remember with him and Webby being on the road with them niggas will listen to the same song over and over, like the whole, run that bitch back. I'm like, man, oh my God. But that's kind of like, in order to have an ear, you have to love a lot of music. You got to really love music, you know what I'm saying? And that puts you in a better place to understand what's special. Yeah. What's special. Yeah. Because there's so much technology that everybody can sound as good as Lil Baby. I hear it all the fucking time. I hear it. I understand why this nigga think he should make music. And that's because it sounds just as good as something that's popular or successful. I get that. When they send it to me, I get it. But that won't make me want to work with them just because they sound as good as. I know that there's so many other factors that come into play to be able to be successful. So that's the difference between, Boosie and myself. Another thing is, and this is the reason I say never sign to a rapper, is a rapper is still trying to, all rappers are always trying to stay above water. And you have to ask yourself, would they be comfortable with you surpassing them? And the more I learn about real situations, what really happened in a number of different artist to artist relationships, and I'm starting to realize that, man, most of these artists are understandably selfish to where they don't want to give up their spot. And that you can't be that way when you have to have a successful label. You cannot be that way because you have to invest. You have to sacrifice your spot. You have to sacrifice your spot. You have to because in order for somebody to pop, they have to get fans from somebody else. Somebody has to stop listening to you. Somebody has to stop listening to Young Boy as much as they used to start listening to whoever the next Young Boy is, right? So when you're introducing them as a artist / CEO of a label, you have to be comfortable with some of your fans stop listening to you a little bit and becoming bigger fans of them. And what I'm learning is there comes a time where if it's happening, a lot of these artists feel some type of way. And you've heard it. I mean, we're talking about the history of hip hop.
It's blood sport too, though. So it's another standpoint from the artist side. They hold kill, and it's hard to get out of that because your whole life has been kill. On you know what I'm saying? So I get the other side of that, but what you're saying is right. If it's about money and finances, you should be ready to give some of your fans away because you're gonna get it back on the other side. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the thing. You gotta. Every label owner is not a businessman. Mm-hmm. And I think Boosie is the ultimate hustler. He's the ultimate hustler. He's a shitty businessman. He's an ultimate hustler. But the thing about hustling is you always got to go.
Yeah.
You always got to go.
Yeah.
A businessman has long vision. And that's the to run a label, you have to have long vision.
Okay.
You got to have long vision. Like even this is entertainment business. Like even Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry had long vision. Like I'm building a catalog. I'm dropping, like if you look at if we go back to Master P. Fuck holding on to just one blue, right? Mm-hmm. Like we gonna drop. I need multiple artists doing well. I need multiple of their albums doing well. Like, because the long vision of a label owner is to build your label's catalog. You feel me? So, yeah, we find a label partner in an Empire, whoever, bam, 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 to Blue goes up, okay? We get a percentage off of as much as we can because we didn't spend the money. We get a percentage off of that. But then we using the clout, we using the resources, we using the relationships. We just did good business with him. Now we're going to get a bigger chunk for whoever Blue number 2 coming behind him. Right? That's how it's supposed to be. That's what it was supposed to be. That's why I'm like, okay, yeah, I hate to make this non-exclusive, but I don't have the money to put up what he want. And even if I did, I'm not even sure if Boosie going to be okay with me getting a bigger chunk for me putting up bigger money. We're going to have to make this non-exclusive so somebody else could take him out. And then we're going to eat off that. And then from that relationship with Empire, we're going to do a big deal with Empire, and then we're going to push some more people. That is where I'm thinking.
And I'm not trying to cut you out. Did you speak to him about that in this way that you're saying right now? Like, because it don't seem like he, just like you said, had a short term. I spoke to him, yes. Mm-hmm. There's been multiple times where I've been there. Y'all, you see, there's always people at the house, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, hey man, let me run it to you. This is what we got to do. This to play, bam, bam, bam. But it's so much going on. It might be in one ear and out the other. And but as far as having an understanding, it ain't about that. It's about he's a hustler, and that don't excite him. Long-term shit don't excite him. Just like we have a deal in place to make money, as is, the thing he's saying that I signed was a restructured deal with Badass. There's money to be made out there. There's some money sitting right now that is being blocked because of his claims, right? He don't want that. He want a chunk. He don't want royalties. He doesn't want residual income. That don't attract that. Boosie like big money. He like a chunk. And that's if that's who he is, that's who he is. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't think nothing wrong with that. Yeah, no. I just believe that he's in the wrong business for that. Yeah, because he's in the wrong lane. There is nothing wrong with it, bro. Like, man, even being an entrepreneur ain't for everybody. Yeah. What I'm saying is, it's not that he ain't heard how much money can be made over time. Mm-hmm. He just would rather. Get it right now. Yeah. I'm just gonna say this. Y'all niggas gotta pay me. But what we gotta pay you? I ain't gonna tell you. You'll find out, nigga. You'll find out in court, nigga. I'm listening to what y'all saying about the Royal Wave, and I'm like, alright, you got his attention. Shit, fuck Sooner. Why you want to make a new hit song with him? Make a new song with him and do that. Do the remix, do something like that, and you'll have him.
You would think.
You see what I'm saying? Like
everybody, you would think, but I'm telling you, bro. I don't know what's on where his head at right now. I see something new every day. I see something new every day, and I'm just like, as a brother, I would say, man, you tripping. I would say, man, you tripping. You need to take a break.
You mean from the internet?
Just from, man, like you mad at the world, like you bitter, bro.
Yeah.
It's like you bitter. And, you know, I get upset with what he do, what he's doing to me, and then I get upset. I wake up and I ain't even tripping no more. I wish I wasn't like that, because, you know, what he's doing is what he's saying he wouldn't do to his worst enemy. He's doing to me, but we just got different hearts. Like, you know, I can't respect it. I'm gonna call it how I see it, because nobody else won't. And you know, it's just unfortunate, bro. It's just unfortunate. Everybody got their ways, bro. Like I said, there's always another chance to do business better. And that's with any company. That's with any business, small business. Something happens, something goes wrong. You be like, okay, now we're not going to do that anymore. Now we have this notice in place. Now everybody has to sign this because somebody claimed that whatever. And that's kind of where we are on the business side. That's where I am on the business side. You know, a lot of shit I've realized, like little small shit can turn into big problems. No matter how solid you think people are, they'll twist it on you about a bag, especially when a bag is to be made. So, but what else y'all got, man?
I want to ask you, like, aren't y'all still technically business partners? Both of y'all still Badass Syndicate?
No. No, I've removed him from the LLC, Badass Music Syndicate. I'm the sole proprietor of Badass Music Syndicate.
Okay.
So we'll see how that plays out.
Is that the artist that he was talking about earlier? He signed to you through there?
Oh, so that's another thing. Oh, y'all saw the video.
Yeah.
All right, so my artist Subtweet Sean he was performing. Subtweet Sean.
I didn't want to miss his name, but go ahead.
Yeah, Subtweet Sean. He's just a star, man. But they had a concert in front of 50,000 people, 40,000 people, going into the Bayou Classic, called Fan Fest. So Boosie headlined, Subtweet Sean, he performed, and after the show, Sean went up to take a picture with him, and one of Boosie little minions or whatever whispered in Boosie ear, "That's TQ artist." So Boosie respectfully declined, like, man, I can't even take a picture with you, dog. Like, but what I don't like, he said, "Nigga took $5 million from me." I don't like that.
Right.
That's what I want to stop, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I want to stop. I'm unable to talk to Boosie. Okay? Week in and week out, I work on music business, right? When I sit down and do an interview with y'all, I hope that this is educational for other brother to artists, friend to artists, people that got motion, that y'all know this shit gonna pop or this shit done pop. Like, don't be in our situation. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason I'm talking about this shit. Boosie is literally going around telling people it's become I took $5 million from him. That's his words, and that is a complete lie. So that's what all I would say is, man, bro, show where I took whatever.
Let me ask you,
and show where you
get our Boosie and head toward.
But no, I didn't answer your question. I didn't answer your question. No, Sean is not signed to Badass Music Syndicate.
Yeah, no. I said go ahead.
That's important.
Yeah.
That's important. Because I don't like how people say TQ artists. I don't like that. I don't like that shit at all because he's signed to my man. I manage him.
Okay. Yeah, that's what
I manage him.
Okay.
So, but you know what I'm saying? Like that shit, the context of people like Boosie and I see a lot of people do it. Like that ain't my artist.
Okay.
When I say that shit like give me like it's kind of cringy because I don't like that shit, bro. I don't like that shit. When I manage somebody, I pretty much work for them. So it's not even so no, he not signed to my label. But you know, I appreciate Boosie for not making a scene if he feel that way about me.
Yeah.
I appreciate him for not making a scene. And you know, but I don't appreciate him running with that, like that I stole $5 million. That needs to stop. That's why I'm talking about music business, but I'm very much addressing the shit that Boosie keeps saying.
Yeah,
because it keeps changing.
And I was staying on your artist, like, well, not your artist. I was staying on him because I was finna ask you more about him. I was like, where you how did y'all to?
Okay, so he just reminded me of this. I'm trying to think. I don't know, man. So I initially signed him as a content creator. So I'm still signing content creators and looking for a partnership with a invest in and to be to partner in straight up. So I signed him as a content creator to monetize his content and all of that. And then earlier this year, or maybe like the end of last year, we started. He started saying, "Hey, I'm about to make music." Well, he had been making music, but it wasn't. Now he's doing like kind of like a new spin on bounce music. He's from New Orleans, so when he told me he wanted to make music, initially I was like, okay, cool. You got anybody else you want on your team or whatever? And it started off with like four people who he had business relationships with, and then it ended up just being me after trying to sit down. Because my thing is, bro, I can work with anybody. I really, truly understand how much money is out there. And I understand that I can't be everywhere at once. So if you were to say, hey, if I wanted to sign you and you say, hey man, I got another manager, I'd be like, it don't matter if they are less experienced than me, I'm willing to work with them because I know it's going to take a team. And the sooner we have a team, the more ground we're going to be able to cover. So that's how that happened. And then so eventually it was just like, well, TQ, there's nobody else. We can't agree on nothing. Like, you the only one that's willing or whatever. So we signed a management deal. I want to say over the summer, and we dropped the albums, signed in summer, dropped the album in August. Tweet Hotel is his album, and he just been going up crazy. So we're doing a deal real soon. That's you're gonna start seeing them everywhere. So Subtweet Shine, Superstar. But that's another thing. All my artists go up because I know what the fuck I'm doing, and I want to be doing it. I want to be doing it. That's the difference. I want to be doing it. So when I see the narrative of TQ, you ain't do nothing for Blue. TQ, you ain't do nothing for Badass. TQ, you ain't do nothing. TQ, you ain't do nothing. TQ, you don't have no talent. TQ, you ain't put up no money. It really don't bother me, but I'm like, okay, I need to let people know. I'm not doing myself no favors being behind the scenes. I need to let people know. Yeah. And then, because look at what my artists are doing, Subtweet Sean, Nobi, versus anybody on Boosie. Why not one artist has popped. Not even popped. These niggas can't even roll out one album. Why are you signing people and not even rolling out albums? They're not even releasing projects. Like, not everybody that has signed, that Boosie has signed, arguably had more motion before they signed. In whatever town they from, whatever, had more before they signed. So it's like, man, don't discredit. Let's stop discrediting my ability to develop artists and create stars. Like, don't do it. So
for Nobi, like what's one of his songs?
So Nobi from Alabama too. Nobi is R&B, but in September Nobi went viral. Nobi, Amen, went viral. Every artist is trying to work with him. Everybody's trying to sign him. Look up Nobi, Amen. One of the most viral R&B songs in the last quarter. And but he signed to Motown Capital. All right. Amazing artist from Dothan, Alabama. I've been working with him since 2000 and I want to say 19, but it was I waited until he graduated to sign him to a deal. But I've been working with him for a minute. But Subtweet Sean is a new artist. His genre is bounce rap. He's more of an entertainer. He's gonna be a superstar in whatever he does. It's gonna be music. It's gonna be film. It's gonna be content. He's gone viral before me. He's had dances featured on NBA 2K, all this shit. Like, the nigga's just a star, right? Nobi, generational talent. Signed to Motown Capital. We may even do like a partnership with Blue on that. Me and Blue might do some business on Nobi on the side. Blue's a huge fan of him. Blue took him on his first tour, and but those are the only artists that are signed to me under management right now. I'm still looking for artists, but I'm more so looking for a deal, a partnership to go get some artists though.
Okay.
So, but what I run into mostly is people that sound like other people, and that I'd rather just be a fan. That's what I get most of, and like I said, I understand it, but special artists it's very rare that I find somebody that's special. So,
How do you feel about the perception that rap music dying and how like the sales decreasing and stuff like that? Like, you feel like there's accuracy in that, or is just like
I mean, it's definitely accuracy in that because numbers don't lie, but I think that's because a lot of people are, instead of listening to music, people are listening to more of the podcasts, different forms of streaming entertainment. Music is solely in the streaming form now, but it's in the same form as other mediums of entertainment. It's all streaming. There is no more experience in putting a CD in or a tape in or a record on. All of those, you remove all of those experiences from music, and it ain't that much different than a podcast. It ain't that much different than a movie being seen. You don't go to the movies no more to get movies. You're getting it all on the same device. So it's splitting up. It's splitting up the like the market. So that's one reason. The other reason, I think they put a number of different people in power who don't understand like why shit hot, right?
Yeah.
When you realize that the South been running rap for so long, right? I mean, which is to be expected because most black people live in the South, right? I feel like they put a lot of people in gatekeeping positions that are not from where the music take off at.
Yeah.
Okay? This is me selfishly speaking, but when I look at who the people are currently at the major labels, I'm like, they don't know why Baton Rouge artists catch on. They don't know why. They can see it moving. They can look at the data, but they don't know why. They don't know who's good, who really him or her from where we from. They don't know. The only thing they can do is they can see it moving. Okay? So they're guessing. So when they get these people, a lot of times they signing the wrong people. They signing the wrong people because they signing people that know how to work social media. You feel me? And just like that, I think that's part of it too.
Okay.
But the main part of it is like,
You wouldn't say that it's like the quality of the music. You just feel like it's like.
I think it's the quality of the music too. This shit sucks. To be honest with you, it is the quality of the music too. And I'm gonna tell you what the fucking quality of the music. I'm gonna be more specific. The production is like not good.
Bullshit.
It's bullshit. It's not. It's bullshit, bro. Like the production, all of them like just looping the guitar and so, man, bro. If you ain't think niggas was gonna be off of that, that shit ain't special. That shit ain't hard. That shit ain't soft. That shit is just anybody could do it. So when all of the hit records are that, man, that shit ain't like no Kanye produced shit. Like at least when he was sampling shit, man, I'll put it like this. Most of the songs that are hits is not a beat that would have been a raw beat regardless. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like niggas ain't freestyling over no fucking none of them new shits that went crazy. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to drop no names, but them bitches, like, would you know the beat if you heard it again? Probably not. Like, the shit ain't special. So I think that's a big part of, like, a lot of shit that made it from a success standpoint, that shit really wasn't it. Yeah. We're not going to be listening to that shit. Yeah, like, even, that shit fade fast because it really ain't special. And niggas are literally using the same bars. Niggas are usually, and niggas going in there, nobody's writing. Everybody punching in. Okay? That shit can work when you punching in your very first 20 songs. Because it's some shit that you've been, this your go-to freestyle shit. Is your go-to. That shit can work. But after that, after you gotta sustain this shit, you can't do that, man. You gotta write. You gotta write in your phone. You got to make music. So you gotta make music. Even if it's cadences, it's melodies or whatever, you cannot sustain a career from just freestyling and punching in. And those that can are very, very, very few. So all of that has played into the quality of the music. The tracks ain't special, and the deliveries are not special. So, but I don't really think they got.
You think people just don't love music no more and they trying to get the money?
Yeah.
Ain't no love and no dedication to it no more?
I mean, there's definitely people are doing it because it's easy to do. Nobody really plays an instrument anymore. So it's gotten away from what black music was. At one time, black music was started in a church. So you had people that were producers that played keys in a church. You had people that made beats, played drums, or in the band. They done took band out of the schools. They done took, don't nobody go to church no more, right? Yeah. So a lot of those, being able to express pain and joy, people don't know how to do it no more because they ain't never sat in church and cried, or heard a song that made them cry, or heard a song that made them regretful, remorseful for what they did. So you have a bunch of nothing that's being put out there, and it don't hold nobody because it just don't hold nobody because it ain't coming from the right place. So yes, it's about money, but it's more so, man, the spirit of it is lacking something. Like to where I don't care if I listen to it tomorrow. I fuck with that, but I ain't looking forward to him releasing nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the last part about that is people are too accessible. Yeah. People are too accessible. The artists that have the largest fan bases are not on social media. So you have record companies telling you need to be on social media. You need to be on social media. But if you look at the biggest artists in the world, none of them are on social media. So you have, we got two different problems. Basically, these motherfuckers don't know what they're talking about. They think that is the answer, and it's not the answer. The answer is make better music. The answer is come from the heart. The answer is, what are your struggles? The answer is, what you talking about? You feel me? That's what the label need to be on them about. Label need to be like on them about like, hey, like if you're gonna make party music, like talk about how you having fun or whatever, like, but we don't need you. They don't need to see how you have fun every night, because that if they could just see it, they're not gonna pay for that experience. You're already giving them an experience, right? So, I mean, that's another reason, bro. Like the music ain't good, and then you have people focusing on shit that does not matter.
All right, so what you got next besides the management and what else you got?
I mean, right now I'm just doing some consulting. Just sat down with a label out of Birmingham, and I'm just helping people get their business together and get their strategy, their marketing strategy together. So contact me if you're interested in. You need help with your rollout. You need help with developing artists, putting together projects. I'm doing that, as well as just working with minding my business, bro. Working with Sean, working with Nobi, working with my producers, and just trying to get to it, bro. Just trying to help everybody make a living off of their talent. That's all. And then as long as you stay doing what you love, the money will come. Some years you'll make a lot of money, some years you'll make less. So that's how I'm approaching it. So other than that, it's just spending time with my family, man, spending time with my kids, and yeah.
And you don't have nothing against Vlad and the way he be trying to put you sometimes.
I'm beyond I am beyond having anything against Vlad. Vlad ain't got nothing to do. Vlad cannot be blamed for anything. Nobody can be blamed for what my brother is on. It's all him, man. It's all how he is. So I think everything that comes to him or does not come to him should be based on how he is. He's showing everybody who he is. Like I say, we all got our faults. And we definitely all have our faults in business. You know what I'm saying? I just pray he get his affairs in order, man, because there's always opportunity for him to make money to the point to where he shouldn't be acting like this over somebody else's money, right? Money that he did not lose or he did not put up money for. So he needs to turn his focus on what he can do, his own masters, getting his masters back, selling his whatever he has, like make money off. You're going about it the wrong way. 2, I don't know, man. Just chill out and, like I said, get your affairs in order, man. Let's spend more time with these kids and invest in them and let them carry the torch. Put some money up behind them and let them build your own empire. Because you shouldn't have to work this hard. Boosie is a legend. He shouldn't have to work as hard as he works. Just to make more money, I can't see how that's happiness. But yeah, man. What I want for us all to do is just to get better and put our energies into stuff that uplift our people, bro. Like the whole rap game and this whole culture is really fucked up, man. The shit that we focus on, the shit that we put our energy into is really we really put our energy into the wrong shit and the wrong people. So that's what I'm hoping, man. That's what I try to find, good people and find a way to, fund our dreams and ultimately to just fucking take care of our family and not have to stress. Have a better life than what we came up. That's it. That's it. So.
All right, shout out Gems TV.
Gems TV, man. Gems TV.
Man, we appreciate that, TQ.
All right, man. Y'all be cool.